Government fraud continues to be exposed. It seems like about once a month we hear about even bigger cases of fraud against the government. A massive fraud was just announced by AG Todd Blanche and made a major announcement concerning healthcare fraud. How about 455 defendants across 45 states? The alleged number is $6.5 billion in false claims involving Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal programs. This is an outrage for sure. Of those charged, there are 90 doctors and medical professionals. This is unthinkable that some of the highest paid and most respected in our society would impose these losses on the American people. Before we dive deeper, a quick shout out to all of you, longtime listeners and the new folks who've just joined me. Your support keeps this whole thing moving. If what you hear strikes a chord with you, post a like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe on whatever platform you're on. And if something crosses your radar that the slopstream media is ignoring, as they tend to do, you can always send it my way at DrDaveSavesAmerica.com. I read everything that you send in. An incredible example of the fraud is from Arizona. A corporate executive is accused of a $2 billion fraud scheme over unnecessary wound grafts, which allegedly cost taxpayers more than $1 million per patient. And not surprising these days, Dr. Oz, head of CMS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, announced that Medicaid's dramatic spending growth is unsustainable. Federal Medicaid spending has increased 50% over the last 5 years. He said the system is being gamed by the states. The new investigative strategy is to follow the flow of the money rather than just individual offenders. Some of the states have grabbed as much money as possible from the federal piggy bank. Key here is that the money is likely being wasted and not going to help patients. I have strongly recommended that all federal funding stop. There are no poor states. I am sure the states would spend the money more carefully if it was all their money. A special concern of mine is that some blue states are using Medicaid money to fund political action committees, also known as PACs. Dr. Oz cited cases in New York where hundreds of millions of Medicaid dollars allegedly intended for nurse training or nursing home care were diverted to increase union benefits or pay lobbyists. CMS has frozen or withheld substantial Medicaid funds from several states, most notably withholding billions from Minnesota and deferring hundreds of millions in payments over fraud concerns and missing corrective action plans. I have recently proposed life in prison for the lower level thieves and the death penalty where the loss is $1 million or more. Time to stop this stealing from us taxpayers. That's why you should subscribe and turn on alerts on your favorite platform so you can get news from sources like Saving America, where I dig deep to find stories that might not be on the slopstream radar. I appreciate your listening, commenting, and sharing. It means a lot to me to know that the work that I'm doing is getting out there. If you have a story you think is missing and needs to come to light, feel free to send it in.